I want to talk about David Icke. I just watched a little bit of his first video, and I just first 20 minutes. I was planning to actually just hold it up and let you watch it yourself, but to be honest, it's a lot of fingering and buttons and everything else just to try to get it up. I'm going to watch the rest of it, and I've spoke about freedom of speech before, and when I've listened to this first 20 minutes, and as I say, you can raise your own ideas and thoughts, but he's talking about race, and this is something I've covered in the last couple of videos, and I am going to try to get off the subject because there's only so much I can say. But what it deals with really is humanity, which I'm a big believer on, and the goodness of the soul and everybody getting on and stuff. And what he starts off with talking about is he's talking about you have to join the dots. We're living in an insane world just now where we've had one crisis after another, one problem after the other. But the one thing that these crises and problems have got in common is the fact that it's there to separate us. It's there to separate humanity. Okay? So we've got from the start, war separates people, right? Begins hatred and everything else. Well, we have terrorism, which begins hatred after all, with the war and everything else. We've got the influx of immigrants and everything else, and people's cultures intermingling, and we've got the Brexit thing that instigates separation as well. Berlin Wall separates. We've got this lockdown, right? And people who are against the lockdown, against people that are for the lockdown, different opinions and everything else. But then we have this ideal of these riots that have came, which media has basically exploded. We have people coming together in mass groups, dismantling statues, dismantling this or whatnot, or causing fights and riots over this incident. And you have got the media and the news or whatnot, or governments allowing this stuff to happen, allowing these people coming together because it kind of suits what these certain people want to happen, which is to separate. Okay, they're allowing this to happen because it feeds off racism, and there are so many blacks and white people coming forward on YouTube, and I'm going to emphasize the black people who are tired of this, nonsense, and white people apologise and everything else, and it's totally a waste of time, and not that it's not doing any good, but this was a small incident with small-minded people, but because of the media, it is now spread into every sort of society, and it's making society even more separate. We've got doctors that have came on board and actually said that because of the virus, these people coming together is actually a good thing. Like what I said beforehand about immunity and stuff, growing your immune system or something like that. They're basically contradicting themselves, and what we've got to keep up social distances. The world is in chaos, and things are being allowed to happen because it serves some sort of person or people's agenda into separating the world, into having people constantly disliking another set of people. We are heading to people that are considered conspiracy theorists or whatnot. They've predicted all of this stuff. Now, I'm not saying I totally believe or anything like that, but I can see the wisdom behind it. And I can see the energy and the compassion, because what happens in these videos, and believe me, sign on to London Real, because it has people there that are not allowed on YouTube, that have a different opinion. And for me, it's important that everyone has an opinion. It's important for me, and I'll be going on to this in my other video, about not caring what other people think of you. You are your own individual. And if we fight against this separation that is going on in the world, because that is the one thing we have in common, is this separation through different ways of either war, terrorism, lockdowns, viruses, race, and everything else. We must, and I'm going to sound like a hippie here, come together and embrace everyone for being different. Embrace everyone's different opinion. And what he goes on and says, which I think is brilliant, and I've said it before in my videos, is we're what? We think of ourselves as one bundle of energy. And we are having this experience as a human being. So those people that are in a different colour of skin, those people that have a different sexuality than others, or preferences or whatnot, that is their experience. And when it is time to move on from this so-called human experience, we will move on to another human experience. Because we've always heard about reincarnation, or we've always heard that our ancestors from the past sort of look like us, or when we get hypnotised, we sometimes believe we were somebody else in the past. Maybe we were. Maybe we were that. Maybe I was that woman in 20, 30 years, well, no, because I was still here, a couple hundred years ago, having that experience as a woman. The soul or energy is being transferred onto this. So somebody dying in Ethiopia or whatnot, that's that experience of going through that, so that when we leave somewhere down the line, we may reach this higher understanding. But somebody out there does not want that to happen, does not want us to go through all these exercises and all these trials through our different experiences to become greater than what we are today. And the only way we can become greater is by loving, understanding, and going against the grain of people that want to separate us. We must come together, because we are all one, no matter what colour, sexuality or whatnot. So when you have people saying that and then being banned because they have other ideals, but they always end up with this, not with words of war or separation, despite their feelings about their so-called decisions about the virus, or about lockdowns or terrorism and whatnot, despite their theories or whatnot on that, the more that you may or may not agree with, the main thing these people are pushing you towards is peace, love and understanding. So maybe these people should be allowed to talk. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and let's get these positive messages out there. Description below. Thank you.